The term euthanasia originated from the Greek word for good death. It is the act or practice of ending the life of a person either by lethal injection or the suspension of medical treatment. In the past, when a patient's heart stopped, they died. Today, with modern medicine and machines, people can be kept alive indefinitely. The question then becomes, euthanasia, killing or caring? Dating back to the 5th century BC, it has been argued that the terminally ill should be allowed to be aided in ending their life by doctors without any repercussions. However, through the course of history, this position has wavered. Efforts to change government policies on euthanasia in the 21st century have been met with limited success in Western countries. Active euthanasia is only legal in 3 European countries: Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Assisted suicide is legal in Switzerland and 4 U.S. states of Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Vermont. Dr. Jack Kevorkian was a pathologist who assisted seriously ill patients to end their lives. His actions were the topic of national debate on the ethics of euthanasia. After years of conflict with the court system over the legality of his actions, he spent 8 years in prison after the 1999 conviction. A 2012 public opinion poll conducted by Angus Reid states that 80% of respondents in Canada support allowing a doctor to assist a patient in ending their life. 75% believe doctor-assisted suicide should be allowed. 4 out of 5 Canadians want Parliament to debate the topic of doctor-assisted suicide. Should the patient have the same control in choosing the circumstances surrounding their death as they do in choosing the manner in which they live? Do you force a patient to live without the ability to breathe, eat, or think for themselves?
I fell down into this dark and lonely hole. There was no one there to care about me anymore, and I needed a way to climb.
Doctors have a moral responsibility to keep their patients alive, as reflected by the Hippocratic Oath. Advances in research and modern medicine means patients' chances of surviving and living healthy, productive lives are on the increase. Allowing euthanasia devalues human life. To end a person's life by not taking the necessary actions to maintain life. For example, the withdrawal of food, water, drugs, medication, or surgical procedures.
I had a little bit more time.
Intentionally cause the death of another person through specific actions. For example, end a person's life by use of drugs, whether oneself or with the aid of a physician.
Then take that little ride. We'll sit there holding hands and everything will be just
When a competent person has chosen and requested to be helped to die. For example, physician-assisted suicide. Suicide accomplished with the aid of a medical doctor intentionally providing a person with an overdose or prescription medicine.
little higher. Go up in the clouds because the view's a little nicer up here. My dear, it won't be long now.
To end a person's life without their knowledge or consent. Allow people to stop the suffering caused by a painful illness, for example, Lou Gehrig's disease or cancer.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Allow individuals suffering from incurable diseases or in conditions where treatment will not affect their quality of life the right to choose when and how they will die.
Going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow.
Freedom of choice of when and where ill person dies.
Kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you.
Individuals who plan their death can also plan to donate their healthy organs to help save a life. Allowing people the right to die could make available healthcare funds for research on cures. Some individuals with illnesses such as quadriplegia, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's feel that they are putting an unfair burden on their families, both emotionally and financially.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. And to feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous.
Palliative care and rehabilitation centers are better alternatives to help disabled or patients approaching death live a pain-free and better life.
What's my lesson? Look right through me. Look
People who are depressed may opt for euthanasia instead of seeking help to address their depression.
I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it
Doctors and
hard to
families
tell
might
you.
give up on a patient if they believe the individual is not going to get better. This is especially true for individuals in a coma or who have cancer. Euthanasia can become a means of saving on healthcare costs. Insurance companies and governments might place pressure on doctors or caregivers to speed up the process, for example, withhold treatment. Vulnerable people like the poor may fall victim to euthanasia. Euthanasia, killing or caring? What side are you on?